The Intern. Old people are cool now. So, The Intern stars Anne Hathaway and Robert Dinero and is directed by Nancy Meyers. In this film, Robert Dinero plays Ben, who is a 70-year-old widower who is retired, and his life has become a bit stagnant. He feels like he could be doing more with his life, and it's not really going anywhere. So he applies for a senior internship at an online fashion site founded and run by Anne Hathaway's character Jules Austen. Now, from the offset, Ben stands out like a sore thumb, which is really interesting. And this film is all about how the old and the young interact and how the old have something to give in this world that they probably don't understand. And this is summed up perfectly in his first scene when he arrives as the intern, so after all the interviews and stuff, which are huge entertainment. Now, Jules Austen, from what I see it, is a bit of a control freak. No, not a bit. She is a massive control freak. But is also struggling to keep the company, keep up with the company's success, trying to do right by her staff, her family, and as Ben says perfectly, the pressure is unbearable. Her husband Matt and one of her employees, who I think is part of the board's representatives or something like that. The movie doesn't quite explain what he does. Cameron are trying to help find a solution for the company and trying to help it keep up with its own success. So what did I like about this movie? Well, it's just a really fun movie. It is hugely entertaining and it's a really good laugh. It's a rom-com without the rom, basically, but it's just a breath of fresh air. But for me, it's a really interesting concept as well, which I haven't seen for a while. A concept which is new, which is fresh, which is just, this is nice. But for me, the stars of this movie are what makes this movie such a success. They are hugely talented, Anne Hathaway and Robert Dinero, who is back at his comic best. It's the sort of Dinero that we saw in Las Vegas. Last Vegas, I mean, not Las Vegas. Anne Hathaway brings her usual charm to this movie, and it's just bubbly, nice, and really entertaining. Aside from those two, which I could spend 20 minutes talking about, but you don't want that. Aside from her, Jules' daughter, Paige, is hilarious. She is just a warm sunrise on a winter's day. But what I think was really clever is that even though she was funny in her own right, the real humour comes when she is demonstrating her mother's traits and Robert De Niro's reaction to that, which I think is just fascinating. I also thought her husband's arc was really fascinating. It's very obvious, it's a bit cliche. From the start of the very first scene, you know where it's going. I'm not going to tell you where it's going, but you know. But I also thought every key member of her workforce had at least one moment where you thought, yes, this actor understands the character and is really funny, really interesting, and adds to the movie. But some of them seem a bit rushed, as I'll explain later. However, what did I not like about this movie? I found the relationship between Fiona, the old house mistress, and Ben was a bit forced, and it didn't really further the storyline for me. I don't have any problem with old people dating. I don't find it awkward, but some of the scenes, even though they were really funny and entertaining, especially the funeral scene, it just felt like it was not necessary. Particularly when you consider Becky, who I think was one of the stars of the show, film in this case, who was really good, really funny. She was Jules's kind of PA assistant person. Her jokes are really good, her scenes are really good, but you lose her halfway through the movie and you go, where's she gone? Her relationship with Jason just gets lost. I thought they were starting something really, really clever, but it just gets lost. And I understand why they halfway through decide, okay, we're going to now just focus on Anne Hathaway, Robert De Niro and her family and the key plot. But it would have been nice to have some closure on that. And I think it would have been nice to get more of it, because Becky in particular was hugely talented. So to conclude, it was just a really fun movie. It was entertaining, the jokes hit. Every joke, well, most of them, you thought, yes, I'm laughing. Well, you don't think, yes, I'm laughing, but yeah. Anne Hathaway and Robert De Niro nailed it. It was a really good time and I would recommend it to a friend. I'm going to give this movie 7 out of 10 rod points for entertaining. I know I've given 7 out of 10 for technically brilliant, but I feel a technically brilliant movie is on the same level as an entertaining movie. Neither of them make you feel anything, which is why they're not a number 8, but they're better than just rememberable. I hope you'll forgive me for that. So, The Intern, have you seen it? What did you think? Comment below and let's have a discussion. If you like what you see in this video and you would like to see more, like the video below, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. My name is James Rod and this is me signing out.